people who come together as a couple.
Absolutely.
It is appropriate for a man to have a certain measure of financial stability. Now, not the kind of, because when someone says, I want to be financially stable, that word is very dynamic. It's not static. So a man should have a source of income instead of the word financial stability.
He should have a steady source of income.
A man will attain stability could be later in life.
Okay.
That's why a lot who sought to be financially stable are everywhere today, not married at the age of 40, 45, even 50, they are still seeking that stability. So that is one. On the side of the woman, it is a misnomer, complete misnomer, for a woman to use that word to describe a state and say that she wants to be financially stable before she settles down. Meaning, if she's not stable, she will be refusing proposals, even from men who are financially well-to-do. Okay. So that statement, I want to be financially stable, should be the statement of a man. But the stability here should not be stability, reliable.
Okay.
It might not be big. It's just a reliable source of income that at least can put food on the table as at the moment and also be able to take off an additional amount. Then, even while you are married, you can attain stability as you partner with your spouse.
Okay. That's important. So, for a man, it is imperative that he has a steady source of income that can put food on the table for himself and an additional financially stable. And then together they can come and build together in the marriage.
What did you say about the woman, please?
The woman did you say the woman can also be financially stable as well? Or it's okay for the woman to seek financial?
It is misnomer, not normal.
Oh, it is
normal.
Oh,
it
abnormal.
Is not normal.
Okay. Oh.
It's not. Yes, it's a
that's
wrong
interesting.
step because that is not her focus.
What is her focus then?
Her focus should be the maturity enough to manage the challenges of marriage, to manage the responsibility of marriage. That is what her focus should be, because the job to be supported by the wife. So the wife should not be seeking, a woman should not be seeking financial stability before she gets married.
Okay, thank you so much for throwing that light on that. A woman should not be, for herself, she should not be seeking some form of financial stability. Her own is to focus on the marriage and make sure that she puts in enough in the marriage. And then for the man, just have a steady source of income.
Source of income that can take care of you and an additional amount in the immediate. Then later, you build on that.
But then we have people that keep saying that the economy is hard and they need their wife to at least have like some form of have some form of income as well, so that they can come together and build. How about that? How about people that have that mentality?
Coming together with your wife is not an economic venture. Marriage is not an economic venture. Marriage is a spiritual union that is for the interest of God and to your benefit.
Okay.
God Almighty says, I witness your marriage. This is Malachi chapter 2. That I may obtain holy offspring. So marriage primarily is not really for ourselves. Otherwise, a lot of us can do without it. Okay. We can actually have the fun. We can have all the benefits of marriage without getting married.
Okay.
But we get married that offspring shall be holy.
Okay.
Offspring. The children are born into a holy matrimony.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that is recorded in Malachi chapter 2. When you read from verse 13, you see it there.
Okay.
So God's interest is in marriage, not in singlehood. If you now create barriers for yourself, for a man, you are the one that will provide the basic needs of your family. You are the one that has to be financially mature, not stable, mature.
Okay.
Mature, meaning source of income, enough to provide for an additional amount.
All right.
Then when your wife comes, Your wife will support you that you don't go to eateries. If you used to go to eateries, when you spend 10,000 or 15,000 for a small meal, your
All
wife
right.
will bring stability by preparing meals that are
Prepare a
economical
meal. All
and
right.
then managing the home in such a way that two of you can come around and grow better jobs. Then whatever she does to augment what you make can bring progress.
All right. Let's go on a very quick break. And when we come back, more conversations with Mr. Theo Akatuba.
92.7 Super FM.
Original number one prayer drink, go sing and tonight. You don't get the stamp of authority. You don't get to see of originality. For every occasion, better not big on a small celebration. We dey uphold the tradition.
have been broken because we had myths passed down from one generation to another. And tonight we are having that conversation that is long overdue. We are peeling back the layers, separating the truth from the fiction. And now we're not just doing it by ourselves. We have Mr. Theo Akatugba with us, who is a seasoned marriage counselor, and he will be talking about things that we thought we knew about marriage, things that we build on, and then at the end of the day, it doesn't last. It's not what it seems to be. Mr. Theo is talking about the myths and misconceptions of marriage. Those myths that we think, those things that we think that, oh, we know it, we are sure of it. And today he has exposed quite a number of them. He has, when he talked about financial stability. This is the expectation as a man. This is what you need. And as a woman, this is what you should also expect from a man. Not that you expect him to build 2 houses first. Well, welcome back, Mr. Theo.
Yeah, that's it.
Welcome back to the program. All right, still talking about marriage myths and misconceptions. Let's go into another one that people have those misconceptions about. And that is, do you think it's normal to feel nervous or unsure before marriage? Should you feel nervous or unsure? Or should you always feel excited and confident? Maybe a few hours or a few days or a few months to the marriage.
You know, it is absolutely normal, especially for when you do not know yourself well enough before the decision to marry.
Ooh.
So if you know yourself well enough, you will go into the marriage with greater confidence and a very bright and positive attitude. It is when you have not known yourself or in the process of knowing yourself, you have just therefore discovered certain traits and character traits that you have overlooked. And then you are beginning to see them become prominent. Sometimes it can drive nervousness to either of the couple. So I will say to a large extent, it is not normal that people should be nervous getting married. When nervousness comes in, it becomes something abnormal. It's underlying that relationship.
So it is abnormal for you to feel nervous, except you are unsure of the person.
Absolutely. Or you have become unsure as a result of the challenge of the marriage preparation. I hope you know that a lot of people are tried and tested during pressure. And sometimes what you did not expect or you didn't realize from the person why the relationship was smooth, goody, and beautiful, when the marriage pressure shows up, some people begin to exhibit their worst, and that can drive some nervousness to any of the couple that notices this.
Okay. Do not forget that to be a part of the program, you can actually send a message on 07056 900 You can also call 07056 900 Whatever question or assumption or myth or misconception, it might be a misconception, it might actually be correct. If you have anything to ask Mr. Theo, the floor is yours. If you do not agree to some of the things he said and you have your own take on it, the floor is also yours. Moving forward, another misconception. Do you think it is necessary for both partners to have the same religious belief for a marriage to work?
Please repeat that again. I didn't hear it.
Do you think it is normal or it is necessary for both partners to have the same religious beliefs for a marriage to work?
A marriage can work if you do not have the same religious belief. However, it is very difficult.
Okay.
It poses a lot of challenges if they do not harmonize their faiths. First, it sends confusion, spiritual confusion on the children. Second of all, both of you will disagree most of the time. Don't forget, marriage is that they two shall become one. This oneness is not only in naira and kobo. It's not only in sexual relationship. It's called oneness and harmony of the spiritual, of the spirit. Your spiritual disposition should be harmonized. you think alike, you understand God alike. You think about God and everything about your spiritual life in same fashion. After all, you have the same spiritual destiny.
Okay.
So when you are not harmonized like that, it creates a lot of tension. This is why my answer is that it is necessary. It is expedient that you are of the same faith.
It is important of the same faith. All right. Thank you so much. Well, we have a call coming in. Let's see what this person has to say. Hello.
Hello, Chichi.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, Mama May.
Good evening. How was your day?
Fine, thank you. How was yours?
Okay, fine, Chichi.
All
Good
right.
evening to your guest.
Good evening to you.
Okay, this question I want to ask.
Okay.
I think it was Kenny Cole's show, this stability, demand stability question.
Mm-hmm.
Then a guy called in and was like, that some men, that maybe some people, that it is when they get married to somebody that is not even doing anything, no, that when he gets married to his wife, then God will now open doors.
As per he who finds a wife findeth a good thing and obtains favor.
Thank you. So I want to know, I want to know his take.
Okay, on it. All right. Thank you so much, Mama May. Well, in case you didn't hear what she said was she got a call, or she was on a show, or somebody said that a man who doesn't have anything doing can actually get married, because he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. Meaning that sometimes marrying a woman can open the doors of favor, So it is, the financial stability thing can happen when the marriage has occurred. What is your thought on this, Mr. Theo?
My thought is that is a wrong concept. That's not a correct concept. It's not a safe concept. The burden and responsibility of marriage is upon the man. How is he able to pay the bride price and perform the marriage rites and pay the marriage bill if he has no source of income? So that is the first minimum qualification. That's why I advise women not to participate in that expense. Because if a man is not able to pay the bride price and the marriage expense, what qualifies him to be a husband? What makes him stand in the committee of men and said, I'm also a husband? For the husband has to obtain that right. Even in the days of old, Jacob had to work several years to marry one of his wives and add another period of time to qualify to meet up the bride price requirement. So it is spiritually expedient that a man should have a source of income. He has nothing doing. He has not yet qualified himself to be a husband.
Okay. He has not yet qualified himself to be a husband. Mama May, I hope that was able to clear your doubts, whatever doubts that you had. Thank you so much.
So that scripture that was being quoted, that he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
And obtains favor.
That good thing is coming. The good thing is God will favor you in the prepared state that you are. God will not, once you come to marriage and you have no source of income, God will tell you, go get down some steps. So that you have the minimum requirement to take care of the woman the next morning after the wedding. Because in Deuteronomy, God said that if a man, Exodus, that if a woman is not able to obtain bread from her husband, she is at liberty to leave the man and go and find another. That was when divorce was permitted. That tells you that as at that time, if a man cannot feed his wife, the wife is free to go. But not now again.
All right. Thank you so much for that clarification. Then moving on. Another myth, misconception, I dare say. They say marriage is not a bed of roses. Hence, do you think it is okay for couples to maybe feel less in love after a few years of marriage? Or does it mean that something is wrong?
All right. When you say less in love, I'm sure you are referring to feelings that appear or that we describe as love. Feelings.
Yes.
Maybe their feelings have waned.
You hear people say, oh, when I was with the person, we were dizzy, but now we are just coexisting.
No. I know what you're saying, but I'm trying to tell you that when you say love, love does not wane. When you are feeling good about person, those ones can wane, either due to the challenges that have come upon the marriage and the difficulty of the day-to-day life and the inability to meet up certain expectations. So your feeling can wane. The feeling that wanes, that is okay. Because when the circumstances improve, those feelings will naturally come back. But they are not feelings of love. It is the man that does the loving while the woman does the submitting. Because when the woman comes into the game of love, she will not evaporate no matter the circumstance. Love casts away fear. Love is stable. Love is constant. It's irrespective of circumstances. So what you are describing is that thing they call love that wanes, not love that wanes. It's feeling. And the reason it's waning is because either the person you are married to is behaving in a way you dislike and is refusing to change.
Everybody's busy. We're all trying to make money, trying to hustle, trying to ensure that the family is okay. At some point, it feels as if they're almost like roommates. That childlike excitement is no longer there.
What has happened to them is that their feeling for one another is there, but they have been overshadowed from their day-to-day toil. So they are stressed and fagged out. It's common to marriage, especially marriages in very civilized society or very high demanding environment where everybody puts all their efforts at chasing the bread. They no longer have any energy left for the enjoyment of one another. So they become passive and they become ordinary because everything they do is about survival. That's not the intention of God. God's plan for marriage is that we should organize ourselves so that we don't put too much pressure on the enjoyment of the marriage.
So at this point, when things start happening like that, when people are overwhelmed, what is the easiest way to come back from that?
The easiest way is to know that first, what are we fighting? What is really causing us stress? Both of you must be frank and eliminate stress from that marriage. First, the fact that a woman is having children is enough stress. When you now add on top of that her job, when you now add on top of that the management of the home, it is easier for women to burn out and feel less in love than men. When men notice that their wife is not showing an outpouring of emotion, of eroticism towards them, the man begin to seek it outside. And when he gets it from somebody who is not as under pressure as his wife, he begins to regard his wife as not loving him anymore. So if you don't reduce the pressure from your marriage, you fall victim to where you begin to be like roommates and colleagues.
Wow. Okay. All right. Very important thing that you've noted there. Do not forget 07056 900 is the number to call. 07056 900 07056 900 Feel free to call to ask whatever question that you have. Mr. Theo, do you think spouses must be best friends, or is it okay to have separate close relationships?
Well, for the safety of your marriage, both of you should be best friends. After all, your relationship started as friends. Or if you didn't start as friends, you've got to find friendship in your midst if you were matched by someone or a circumstance brought you together. The reason why your friendship is sweeter is because both of you have same affinity and you're working towards greater oneness. But it doesn't mean that both of you cannot have some other personal intimate friends. And not intimate, I mean very close relations. Sometimes the people you grew up with, you still retain some of your friends. But that friendship between you and your spouse is very, very stimulating and beautiful. It makes you happy to come home. It makes you happy to share with someone. It promotes confidence and flexibility and brings love and joy to the home. So something must be cultivated. It's very beautiful.
It's very
if
important.
you don't have it, try to work on it. By going out, not expensive outing, by taking a stroll, by just staying alone somewhere quiet, and by not just speaking about your experiences of life. Couples must talk much more. The less you talk, the more Satan speaks to you, both of you separately.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Well, we had our phone lines buzzing. Please call back so that if we still have it buzzing. Okay. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Stanley, calling from Melbourne.
Hi, Stanley.
All
All right. Very fine. Thank you, Stanley. Do you have any question for our guest?
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Q. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Let me go on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
All right. I want to ask you guys. Is it appropriately? Is it right for a man to do any house chores?
Is it right for a man to be doing the house chores?
Not even. Just maybe one of these days we come back home, we help out to pick one of the things, or we do one of the things.
Yeah.
I don't think it's right, but I'm just asking your guest.
Okay, you don't think it's right. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's see the context. Is it when you come back and do it when the woman is there? Maybe she's busy or you feel she's tired and you go on to do it. Is that what you're asking? Anyway.
Just coming back. There's a lot of
house chores, just to be clear, like what? Washing the plates, cleaning the house. Yeah. Okay.
No, don't finish any house stuff, actually.
Okay.
Hello?
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello?
I think I get that correctly.
Hello? Hold on. Hello?
I can hear you.
Are you with me? You didn't play my song yesterday. Please
I'm
don't
so
forget
sorry.
today, please.
I'm so sorry. I will.
All right.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Agatuba, we have our listener asking, is it okay for a man to come back from work, not all the time, maybe once in a while, come in and just do some house chores? He gave no context, not like the woman said, like once in a while, not as if it's every time. The man does the house chores. According to him, he doesn't think it's right for a man to engage in house chores at all. But he's asking.
Yes. Well, as we ask this question, we must be conscious of the fact that there are various stages of marriage and phases of marriage. There are couples that just got married, two together alone. There's another one that just had one child, another one, 2, 3, 4 children. Others have grown-up children. You see, there are phases, different stages of marriage. So the first thing is to look at it. A husband should be disposed to wanting to help his wife with the house chores to make her life better, to show kindness to her. It's a duty, primary duty. The Bible says they should be keepers at home. It's a primary duty to manage the home. Just like when you run into financial difficulty, your wife steps in if she has money to help you, which is part of her responsibility. This is how a husband's mindset should be, to give assistance to lift the burden of his wife. But he should avoid certain menial tasks, and therefore the wife should show gratitude, not take advantage of it by calling the husband, because he may have a weakness. If a husband has cooked for you once or twice, sometimes the woman will call her in the midst of her friends. Please, darling, can you make stew for me before I get home? This time she has demeaned her man, because the man will now be regarded as someone that is doing the domestic chores while the wife sits there as executive. In our culture, here in Africa, in Nigeria, in many homes and parts of Nigeria, that will be met with a lot of criticism.
Okay.
And that can even create some discomfort to the marriage. So we must do things with wisdom. A man should be disposed to helping his wife. Saying capital no will not be the best way to promote love and to lift burden off the shoulders of one another.
Okay. At the end of the day, the marriage is a partnership, right? Okay. Thank you.
Marriage is not a partnership.
Oh.
Marriage is a union.
It's a union. What is the difference?
The difference that partnerships are able to break and be severe if there is discomfort, if there is disagreement. But in union, it is unbreakable, indissoluble, no matter the circumstance.
Okay, I love that. All right, so we actually had a topic. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, and I want to bring it back to you to see what your thoughts are on this. So this woman is about to get married in a couple of months, and her biggest problem right now is she's an open book as it concerns herself, her family. She talks to her fiancé about anything concerning her family, and her family is also okay if something is going on. Maybe there's a conversation going on, it's okay. They tell her you can put your fiancé in the loop as well. However, when it comes to his family, the fiancé is a bit secretive. He doesn't really share details of what goes on in his family, and to the extent that she says that when he's picking a call from his family member, he goes out of her hearing, so she doesn't hear the phone conversation he's having with his family. And she said it worries her. Is this something that should be a deal breaker? She also said that even when she's having a conversation with his family, when it's time for the in-depth family calls, they would keep her aside and say, don't worry, it's okay, we just want to greet you, but then we want to talk to our son about something. She said it really bothers her. Then when she tries to talk to the guy about it, he says it's okay. He feels like they should not encroach on each other's privacy. So she's asking.
Well, that should bother her because she's from a very transparent upbringing, transparent home, where everything is laid bare on the table. That she's trying to marry into a place where they are sacred and secret. There are certain things they don't divulge. They are very economical and discreet.
And one of the things that she mentioned is that he has 6 siblings. Then he has a mother and father. He's the 4th born, and he's the sole breadwinner for all of them. And she believes that most of the conversation is about money. And she thinks that, do you think that maybe the man is not wanting to open up because, I don't know, maybe he feels like the man will be concerned? I don't know.
Yes,
what are your thoughts on this?
That should worry her because she needs to build herself and be ready for things that she did not expect to know about after marriage. So it's something that once something is not open to you, you've got to prepare for eventualities and unforeseen circumstances. If she still feels very strongly going ahead, she should prepare for surprises, but she should have the stamina to withstand it.
So in this case now, you're saying that she can still manage this in marriage?
I said I don't want to say no because the fact that they are not letting her know might not be a dangerous thing. It might not be something dangerous or untoward. It might just be that this family is not news. There are people who get pregnant and never tell anyone. But there are others who tell you stage by stage of the pregnancy. It just doesn't mean that both of them have bad intention. But upbringing, culture, orientation. Some people are very superstitious, others are not. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
So I'm saying you prepare your mind because you will see some things that you will hear about later that will surprise you.
Wow.
But if you feel very strongly and you feel that what they are discussing and they are not letting you know could make you uncomfortable in the marriage, then you advise yourself.
All right. I love your take on that. It might just be cultural differences. Absolutely. 07056900927 is the number to call or send a message. Another question or another misconception on some things about marriage and relationship we should be asking. Oh, we have the phone lines buzzing. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Chichi.
Yes, Mama May.
I call back.
Okay,
I just want to contribute to what he said about Stanley's question. I actually don't really think there's anything wrong with a man doing chores. Just like he said, it depends on the way the woman is putting it. If you now turn it as a disrespect to your husband, that is when it becomes a problem.
Okay.
Now, one other question I want to ask is, we've seen situation whereby maybe the man, due to health issues, he cannot take up the responsibilities at home. And maybe the woman begins to take up the responsibility. That is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the situation where there's no health? Okay, he said something about stability being dynamic. He mentioned it before he started.
Yes.
that maybe there's a time in life when things will not go well. The woman being submissive should be able to understand and assist.
Yes.
So what about the situation whereby it continues for a very long time and the man is not even doing anything about it? Will the woman still be seen as a bad person? If she starts reacting or maybe might want to leave the marriage. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they might to take a break from the marriage.
So we should be seen, because they said, for better or for worse, the woman should be submissive and be there even in difficult times. But when this man is not even making any push, he's not even doing anything, he's not even helping, nothing, even the chores at home, he's not even helping. Or just to sit and I'm the man and all that, pride and ego, and you're not even putting anything on the table. If this woman is she wrong, or will people still blame her that she's not being loyal to her husband? That's my question.
Thank you so much for that question. Well, Mr. Theo, she is asking a question that I would dare say that it's on the minds of some women, right? So she says, if a man loses his source of income and he's not even doing anything to make it better, maybe he has tried and then he has gotten to a point of not wanting to try anymore to look for a source of income, and he's not even assisting in the house chores. The woman has been the one carrying most of the responsibility in the house. Is it okay for the woman to start reacting? Is it okay for the woman to start acting quite frustrated and even decide to take a decision to take a break from the marriage? Do you think that's a bad decision on the part of the woman? That is the question.
It's a bad decision to ever think of having a break in your marriage. Very bad and very dangerous.
Oh, it's a very dangerous decision.
It is also erroneous to say that. Very dangerous. It's very erroneous also for a woman to think that if her husband is financially down or lost his job, and then you now look at your husband and say he's doing nothing about it. What you should bother about is the mental state and the well-being of the man who has lost his financial capacity. For the day he loses his financial capacity, he dies instrumentally. A lot of men are devastated. And if you apply pressure on them, they become useless. The more you pressure them by action and attitude, you discourage them. So men are in a state of discouragement, only now expecting the worst. That's why the Bible is very clear that in difficult times of the marriage, that is where the woman must step up, encouraging, praising, rather than vilifying, comparing, and casting down. But the man that is standing and sitting in front of you looking like a useless man is the same man that will rise and will take you to new heights. If you really understand that when a man is financially incapacitated, that is the time he needs your praise, your support. That's not the time you should be antagonizing, pressuring him, because I know that it's very difficult. When a family runs into financial difficulty, it's very debilitating. The woman who manages the home, who requires the finance to do so, can be under immense pressure. Some women can stand, others cannot. Others will break early, others will have a more elasticity, but it does become very daunting. No matter the circumstances, the ultimate requirement of God is that both of you should go through the storm and come out on the other side smiling to the glory of God, not falling to the rules and capitalism of Satan, who in the first place has brought upon the marriage this financial difficulty.
But does this also apply to a lazy man? We know there are some men who are lazy.
The word lazy is somebody you got married to first. And the signs of, because the duty of the man is to provide for you, and you marry a lazy man. How? When he didn't provide for you, he was lazy. How did you meet him that you are talking of a lazy husband and you agreed?
Good evening.
Hello, Chichi. Good evening.
Mama May. Go ahead.
Okay, he said, how did you get married? Chichi, have you seen some of these men? Some of this, okay, I have some. I think it was like 2 days ago.
I think what Mr. Theo is trying to say is that there are two categories of men. One who is lazy, but you didn't realize that he was lazy. Two, a man who isn't lazy, but he's disillusioned. He's in a place of just despair.
Chichi, hold on. He said something. He mentioned that that the woman who is taking up this responsibility, right?
You didn't realize that he was lazy, right?
Yeah, she's actually saying that Mama May, you were saying you know of a man what happened to him.
Okay, a lady, her husband, whenever she wants to, maybe she puts money together as part of a business. Because you trust and marry. Okay, this is where this money is. He might come home, pick this money, go use it for something else. Every time, and she ends up paying debt upon debt upon debt.
Is it that she didn't notice this thing about him prior to when they got married?
And I asked her the same question. She said no. But they did not live together now. They did not live together before the marriage.
Fair enough. All right.
So they did not live together. So he said something about the woman being maybe when the woman has taken up the responsibility, being frustrated. Is the woman not having the same mental stress as the man?
Okay, let's get into this because he cannot really hear what you're saying. So let me just be clear with your explanation. Well, she is saying that she has a friend who the husband wasn't like that, but now he's gotten to the point that the husband is just, I don't know the most responsible way to put it, but even when she makes money and she keeps the money in the house, the man will come and take the money and drink and do whatever he likes. He's just in a place of playing around, squandering her own money, and she has tried to talk to him, tried to pray for him, tried to stand with him, and at this point it's just sheer frustration. And you know that it happens with some marriages where the man is not just doing anything, he's just got to the time when he's just angry. Is there any coming back from that, Mr. Theo?
Yes, it's possible. You see, the man is in a difficult place. A lot of people don't know how to behave in difficult times. So different men will showcase different characteristics. Some will become drunken, others will become violent, some will lose their self-esteem, some will become too sensitive, others will become vagabonds. But there is a recovery path in every stage of life. That is why God said it's not good for a man to be alone. The job of the woman is to now wear her spiritual cap and support her husband to get out of that challenge. Abandoning your marriage because of that is a catastrophe, spiritually speaking. It is not one of the grounds to leave your husband. Because if you do leave him, he will emerge on the other side, and you will be ashamed to have abandoned him in his difficult time. It has happened many times, and there are a lot of examples too.
Okay. And then finally, do you think it's important for men to be transparent with their wives about their finances when things are good and when things are bad?
It is absolutely correct. It is absolutely correct to be transparent with your wife in life. It's safety for you and your family. As head of home, as a priest of the home, you should be transparent as glass. Okay. Whatever you feel you will not let your wife know for the moment is simply because it is not right for her to know. But being secretive financially will put your wife in a state of speculation. And being speculative in marriage does not augur well for the peace and well-being of your wife. After all, the reason we marry is to bring good to the wife and bring that comfort. Sorry about that, my children are excited.
It's okay. But some people would say that when they tell some people would say that if they tell their wives about their financial hardships, it might bring insult. The woman can insult them.
What it means is that the marriage is founded upon a wrong foundation. If your status before your wife is based on your bank account, then you are not a husband. You don't have a wife. You have an adversary. A wife should know that no one brought anything into this world and will take nothing out of this world. That is scripture. A man must be transparent. Either you are bound or you are based. It is only to your wife you are naked. If you are therefore hiding the fact that you are financially down from your wife, who is the manager of your life, then you are for all men a great fool. You are not wise.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, because I had a conversation with someone about it. I just wanted clarification. Thank you so much. I mean, any final words on, on this conversation?
My final word tonight is this. Marriage is a sacred union. And that husband and wife are one. The oneness is not only in flesh, in spirit, in purpose, and in all things beautiful. Therefore, it's not a place for secrets. It's a place for transparency and humility. A husband will be humble in leadership. A wife will submit with humility. It brings beauty and harmony. All men can be married and be happy in marriage, whether you are wealthy or not. And that is the beauty of God's blessing regarding marriage. Both the rich and the poor can enjoy the blessing of marriage. And don't let your marriage be anchored on the financial achievement of your life. Let it be anchored on the character and all the other attributes that no one can take away from you. This is my advice to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Theo, for joining us today on Let's Be Real. We appreciate you once again. We hope you become a part of the program sometime in the future. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night rest.
Enjoy.
All right. Thank you. I mean, there's something he said, and that was what struck me. He says that let your marriage not be anchored on the financial gains, but on the character of the person. Because when the money is not there, there's nothing left. If your mind is hinged on, he's a rich man, Odogu, please. By the time Odogu does not have money anymore, can you be able to sit down with Odogu? Can you be with Odogu? If her beauty fades, what else is left? It should be on the character of the person. This goes a long way to say, build your character. Build your character. Let your integrity be strong. Let your attitude be good. Be kind. Be humble. Be generous. I don't even know what else to say. Please. I'm just making this our generation now. Kenny Code. It's a generation that we are very fast.
Build your character.
We are very angry.
Wait, build your character. You said it 3 times.
Build your character. And I'm also talking to myself.
God bless you.
Oh, no. I'm not quoting.
Tomorrow.
I cannot be quoting.